Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's so serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh. Oh, we so serious. We so serious. We're so serious. Hello, hello, hello. We are here. Down. Thank you for joining. We got issues with the force of friendship. 9 a.m. The Superstation. We are here. We are here. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. It's girlfriend time. Sabrina, Katrina, Chrisette, and Gloria. Well, today we got half of the force. Half of the force, baby, but we can hold it down. We are missing Chrisette and we are missing Katrina, but we are here. You know these girlfriends are busy. They are here, there, and everywhere. So if one of us can hold it down, only two of us can hold it down. We got 2 of the 4. I know sometimes I was like, well, we like when it's all of y'all. Well, all of us ain't here today. And so I know y'all got favorites. Some of y'all love Gloria. Some of y'all love Chrisette. Some of y'all love Katrina. And some of y'all really love Sabrina, your host today.
Oh, please.
And so you have us today. Well, it is a Thursday. It is a thankful Thursday in the month of November where we are having attitude of gratitude. I'm telling you what, oh my goodness, it is turkey time, y'all. If you follow Gloria Mayfield Banks, she was on with her turkey man to Rocco, who rocks the fried turkeys. After I just declined her dinner interview, I said, dang, I should have said yeah. I forgot about Rocco and the fried turkeys. But anyway, Gloria, getting ready for a house full. Talk to us a little bit about what you got going on.
Oh my God, y'all. Seriously, it is 7 days away. And for some people, it's just a day. But for me, it's like 2 weeks. It is, okay, so he brought over 4 turkeys today that I had to put my timer on because they have to sit in the water for 7 hours. And then I have to take them out the water and put them in the refrigerator. Then he's going to come over on Saturday and he's going to infuse them with all this good stuff so they can marinate for 5 days before he brings up all this equipment and deep fries them. Meanwhile, my niece comes in on Sunday, which I have to go to the house and I have to send to her every single spice I have in the house so that she doesn't over purchase when she gets here on Sunday, because she's going to do her big shop on Sunday. Another one on Monday when my sister comes, which is her mother. Oh my God. The beds are going to come in on Sunday, I think. I got 5 beds coming in to the house. The house is going to be pristine on Wednesday when Maria comes and cleans up everything. And then it's on to the break of dawn. It's going to be people everywhere. Beds everywhere, pillows everywhere, blankets everywhere. I went to Tuesday morning early just to get some more towels today. I never have enough towels. I just never have enough towels. Pray for the water. We pray for the water. We're on a well system. I tell everybody, if your shower is longer than 3 minutes and your name is not Gloria Ken, I'm kicking you out, okay? I need do like that. It's going to be fun, though. It's going to be fun. Everybody's driving in, flying in, getting here. They're getting here.
What a blessing. What a blessing, Gloria, for you to host your family. So really it's like family reunion once a year at
Yeah.
Thanksgiving time. You know, many families, they get together in the summer. They do an annual thing every 2 years, every 3 years, but it is going down at the banks. And so you will have about how many people Thanksgiving this year? How many people
It's
will
going
you
to be
have?
somewhere between 30 and 35. So we have about 30,
Wow.
35 that'll sit down on Thursday. And then on
Mm.
Friday, we have a party. But the party really is just the family. We just turn the house into a party, and a couple of friends come over and hang out. And, you know,
I'm kind of seeing we coming to the party.
that's
Yes,
because y'all
yes,
live in
yes.
the DMV. You live in the DMV. So it's just going to be fun. People say, what time does it start? When you get there. What time is it over? When you leave.
Right,
a lot of time I go to bed before everybody else goes to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. And they're still down there having a good time, still cutting up, doing the same old line dance we've been doing for 20 years. Same old stuff. It's going to be great.
So much fun, but incredible memories for the grandchildren. They will always remember Thanksgiving at Gigi's. I mean, just what that means. I mean, I remember how special holidays were for me growing up with extended family. Dorothy says, just in my mom this year. So just imagine people who had really small Thanksgivings, just 2 people, and then really large extended family Thanksgivings. And so I think it's just whatever you make it special.
Right.
Whatever you have, be thankful. Whatever you do it to the best of your ability. Because my goodness, YOLO, you only live once. You have one life to live. And so, Gloria, you're looking glorious in that green, girl. That green is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. You guys, color makes me feel so good because let me tell you something. I know, Sabrina, I was thinking about you. It's snowing in Ohio, but it's cold here in the DMV. There's a difference between cold and snow. Cold is one thing. Snow is something totally different.
Yep. Because you can bundle up. I mean, whenever because I still get Cleveland's weather forecast on my phone, the alerts, and it's like, bundle up, get ready. I mean, 9 inches of snow where we live. So I just really had
9 inches.
9 inches yesterday. Yeah, 9 inches.
What?
Just like that. Yeah, but there, it's like no big deal. They still get out and that's like nothing. Now they get a little concerned at 18, but 9, they don't even sneeze at it. And
you know what they called it? Did you hear they called it the lake winter? It was the lake winter because of the Great Lakes. All over the Great Lakes, there's a lot of snow. I live there. Y'all. I tell my grandkids, I tell them every day, I said, let me share something with you, okay? G doesn't even want to see a snowflake made out of paper. Okay, don't cut up nothing. Send it to me. I don't want to see no kind of snow or flake ever again.
Yes.
9 inches, and it's not even December. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's something. And the cold, right, Gloria? I felt that nip in the air. We're still getting boxes out, and we had a stay-at-home work day, my husband and myself. And somebody said life-threatening snow. Katrina said life-threatening snow coming to New York. Man, girl, I hadn't heard about that. Katrina's our news girl.
Either.
And so she's, I don't think she's on there, but she's on typing us some notes here to catch up on that. But, Kenny and I are funny because we realize that we do have the kids coming home, and we don't even have beds up in some rooms that I even put together. So I'm like, dear, today, can you give me just a few hours, us working together? And you know what, y'all, when you've been married almost 30 years, it's something. Because he wants to throw away every trophy and certificate I ever got. He got a little piece of paper with his name on it when he wrestled in the 5th grade. Oh no, don't throw that away. I need that.
Yeah, when we do this, go ahead. When we do this relationship thing, we're gonna spend so much time laughing at each other. We're not gonna know what to do for real. That right there is funny. That's funny.
Oh my goodness, Gloria, talk about this event that we're planning on relationships, because we collectively have 100 years of marriage together. People have been asking. They always hit us in the DMs. They want to know about our spouses. Talk a little bit about what we're putting together.
This is so funny you asked that question, because today I did a podcast for one of the guests that was on The Force of Friendship. Her name is Vivian Hughes. And one of the questions she asked me, she said, Gloria, not only how do you attract a vibrant, exciting, energetic man, but how do you go about keeping it? So this is something that's on the mind of so many people. When 9:10 a.m. came to us and thought that it would be a special show, the thing that's so interesting is that we all have very long-standing marriages. And the variety is different. Katrina got married at 45. I'm on my second marriage. Chris and Sabrina have been married to the same person the whole time, 31 years, 27 years, 26 years, 10 years. So the variety, how we came together, how we sustained it, the rough times that we've all supported each other too. And because we're all girlfriends, I mean, we've been there for each other when it's been great, when it's been challenging. You know, when you look at your girlfriend like, what's going on? And your girlfriend look at you like, don't ask me nothing. Okay. You know, we've been there for all parts of it. So this is going to be a great conversation for women who are married or want to be married or want to manage relationships, even for those who are single who want to manage relationships with divorced people that they have to manage with. It's going to be a great conversation. So you guys have to stay really tuned in. And the thing about this is that we know that it's something that a lot of people can enjoy together. It can be husbands and wife enjoying it together, girlfriends enjoying it together. We really are we're excited to show the force of friendship. We're excited to show what the force of friendship really means.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I can't wait. We were going through pictures earlier today, telling girlfriends, start pulling your pictures, start pulling your pictures. So we're really going to pull together something special, something meaningful, some great takeaways as you and yours nurture your relationships. I mean, we're always open to bettering our relationships. I mean, y'all, it's the show after the show. We talking about apps yesterday to make your sex life better. I mean, we were talking about it all, and that's like after the show, okay? And so
we were like, send the app. Don't be keeping the app just for you. Come on, girl, I got me this app. It works out so good. I said, where's the force of friendship? You put everything else on the text message. You better put that on the text thread.
Exactly. So you guys, we're glad we have girlfriends to bring joy, to talk about all that's going on. Today, our topic is pretty sad. It is SHANQUELLA Robinson, I believe that's her name, who was found dead in CABO, 25 years old, went out of the country for a birthday celebration, was not even gone 24 hours, and her parents got the phone call that she was deceased. And it's just, I mean, it's all over the internet. It's gone viral, but honestly, it just made my stomach turn to just think what could happen to this young woman who's vacationing with friends as a mother of a 28-year-old, a 24-year-old, a 22-year-old, a mother whose son has been in Brazil for the last 2 months, just got back stateside 3 days ago. It's concerning. And it can be consuming. Staying on our knees, we pray. And then the 4 students in Idaho, away at college, we briefly talked about that. We're going to talk about that case. Top case of these 3 young men, beautiful young men in Virginia, gunned down after a field trip. Honestly, you guys, I feel weak just talking about this thing. And so it's a lot to talk about. We're going to break down each case as we go. Before we break, but if you don't know about these cases, I don't know where you've been because it's everywhere. But we want you to call in 313-778-7600. Dial in. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you've heard. Tell us what you think. I know it.
You know,
our young
Sabrina,
people. Go ahead, Gloria.
When they call in, people can call in and tell us how they heard the news. You know, we don't all hear the news on CNN. We don't all hear the news on social media. I got phone calls from 2 or 3 friends that were telling me, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear? And so that is still coming out. So I'd like to hear how other people are hearing the news like that, because sometimes it's hard to call a friend when it's something that's so sad, but you got to stay aware. You got to stay woke. You got to feel like you got to be heard sometimes, because you can't understand it. It's like, I cannot understand it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You can't understand it. So when you talk about friends and talk about girlfriends and you talk about people who will call you up, that's going to be a great conversation for people to call in.
Absolutely. Well, there's that music. We've got to pay a couple of bills. Call in. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Are you a parent of this age group? How are you advising? How are you counseling them? We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. We're back with the Force of Friendship, 9 to 8 in the Superstation. We got issues. WGI. Every day, all day. You got issues. I got issues. We all got issues. Nobody is exempt from issues. Sometimes you have an issue, but many times you have several issues. And so this is a group of girlfriends. And you know what? We've been together 30 plus years, and we have seen some issues. But the great thing about this force, we were determined not to stay in the issue. We want to be part of the solution. So to our tribe out there, sign up for them. Go to the website, sign up for our mailing list, because when I tell you we got some special things coming for our tribe who really are dialed in. So make sure you go to theforceoffriendship.com, sign up for the mailing list so you can get it all, y'all. You can get it all. Well, Gloria, I don't know if you've seen the video on Shanquella Robinson. Have you seen that video?
Okay, so let me tell you this. I did not watch the details of the video, or I would not go to sleep until New Year's, for sure. So I got the details. I'm better at reading it when it comes to things like that, little snippets of different people talking about it. But several friends have called me and said, "Did you actually see it?" And I said to them, "Now you know me well enough to know that if I can't even see something on the movies. So the description, honestly, Sabrina, the description, just the description from their mouth is enough to keep me up. What they said and what happened to her was enough to keep me up. And the other thing is, this is so close to home because we just had some friends like a year and a half ago went to Mexico for a bachelor's party, and they got into a fight,
Right.
not with family members or friends, but they got into a very big fight, and it could have been way worse. And it was pretty bad. It could have been way worse. So this is very, very close to me, but to find out how it happened to her, given what they told me happened in the tape. Did you see it? Did you look at it?
I did. I did. I did. Over and over again.
Really?
I did. Just trying to understand it, what was going on. But the thing is, that wasn't all of it, because she was still very much alive in the video, but just it was the start of it, I believe, and we didn't even see the rest. But for our tribe who didn't, let me just read. Mexican authorities are investigating after a North Carolina woman died under mysterious circumstances while on a trip to Cabo with friends. Lindsay says, looking forward to hearing your grown women perspective. Most younger content creators have me fearing their generation is so lost and not seeing the obvious and blatant wrong in what happened. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Thank you, Lindsay. We want to give you our perspective for sure. We all were young once, but this young is a different kind of young. They need Jesus. They need some understanding. They need some morals. They need character building. It's so many pieces of this that I want to delve into. But anyway, Mexican authorities, this is a problem too, because how much is Mexico going to really investigate this U.S. situation? Because now all those people are back in the U.S. Her body has been flown back to the U.S. And and
the responsibility is completely different. The responsibility is completely different on their part.
Yes, Shanquella was found unconscious in the living room of a room at the Fundadores Beach Club, October 29th. Robinson's friends told her parents after a few hours later that she died of alcohol poisoning, according to this station. But her parents didn't believe the story was true, so they started asking questions. And so on Wednesday, a television station obtained Robinson's death certificate. It lists the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which basically means a broken neck. Lordy. Says she died within 15 minutes of injury. Alcohol poisoning. Yes. Alcohol poisoning was never mentioned in the police report. On Wednesday, a video surfaced. Bottom line is, somebody's lying. Somebody knows. The friends know. And they need to tell somebody what happened. How can you live with yourself? How can you be considered a friend and get on a plane, leaving who you came there with dead, and get on a plane and go home?
I have a question. Who took the video? And then someone said that they went live. Someone went live during this. So when Lindsay says young people's perspective, you wonder, I wonder, how could you be in the same room and watch this go down? I wonder, how can you encourage someone to do something so wrong to somebody else? Then you wonder, who would sit there and videotape? Who would want to see the video? Who would sit there and go live so that it is exposed to everyone else? How can any parent even imagine these? And they're not babies. They're 25 years old. They're capable of having 5 and 6 year olds themselves.
That's right. That's right.
I just don't. Lindsay's asking a great question here. What are people thinking? What are people thinking?
Yeah, yeah. And it goes back to what is a friend? Who do you trust? Did Shanquella ever think that she was in this kind of danger? Did
Right.
she? I mean, somebody said jealous rage. Somebody said frenemy. Somebody said she shouldn't have never got on that plane with them in the first place because it could have been planned. Gloria, I know that times are different, but I also know that do you have some kind of inkling about a friendship? I mean, would you ever go on a trip with people you didn't trust
To that
like
degree,
that?
I mean, I can't imagine because honestly, you don't go on a vacation with people who you don't feel that if there is an argument, you can't get past it. You don't go in a group setting assuming there will be no disagreements, but you don't go in a group anywhere on vacation if you think that there's any chance that there's going to be an argument that's going to break out to the extent that you couldn't get past it. It's like a disagreement. And did you hear this? I heard that the person that she was in a fight with was supposed to be a woman, but it's a man. Did you hear that one?
I heard that. I did hear that. I did hear that. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. I don't know what to believe. I mean, the way he, she, or she, he, whatever was fighting that girl, Shanquella, I mean, it was like it was so much built up anger. Um, I mean, why would you be so mad at this girl that you would beat her like that? Whether you're a man or a woman, somebody said they had the audacity to go to the mother's home when they arrived back after the fact. Go there and say what? I mean, Dorothy says, no matter what happened, I could never leave my friend like that. I would be squealing and rattling everyone out. Right. I mean, how can you live with yourself? And so, what advice do we give our young people? And somebody said, well, maybe, because I'm like, you had a passport to go out of the country. That you're okay. But somebody said maybe they just no. Somebody said they had been knowing each other for 5 years, so it's not like a new friendship. And somebody
All
said,
of
well,
them
maybe
been
they
knowing
just
each other. All of them have been knowing each other for 5 years, or at least a long time.
I don't know. I just heard that they had known each other 5 years. And Angela said they took her luggage home. No. How did they get out of the country? Authorities didn't know before they boarded the plane. They're still. How are they in the U.S. not locked up right now?
Right.
Angela said they went to college together. They went to college together. Heartless.
And then that woman that you sent me, remember the woman you sent about, she said, this cannot be covered up because I'll tell you, it hasn't gotten nearly the news that it should have received. Not nearly the news that it should receive. And so they're covering this up. Why are they covering up? Why isn't it not louder? Why is it not something? Because there needs to be an understanding. Like you said, why are our young people able, and not putting all the young people in that category, but why is there anybody able? Why is there anybody able to go in there and kill somebody with a knife? Why are they able to walk on their campus and walk on a bus and do something? Why are they able? I think it's a little bit way beyond mental, what do you call it? Mental, whatever it's called. What's the word, Sabrina? Mental.
Well, mental health.
Yeah, it's beyond the mental health. It's beyond that. Yeah.
Okay, Lindsay knows all the scoop, y'all. She said she had a male best friend of 5 years. Believes she knew the others. Maybe they were friends of friends. Perhaps. We've all gone to situations where friends of friends were there. And Valera says they're not being detained yet. I mean, you guys, we know their name. We know their addresses. We know their phone numbers on Twitter. They listed everybody who was in that party, their name, their address, their phone number. They're taking videos of this. They're in the party. It seems if nothing else, they would be held as a person of interest right now to get some understanding. Mm-hmm. They said one of the friends has got a Cash App. out there like, send me some money. I'll give you a story. If you cash at me, I'll give you the real story. You guys, there's the music. It is something else. We are talking about it all, y'all. We'll be right back with the Force of Friendship. We got issues, and we do. We're back. We're back. We're back. Yes, yes, yes. We're back with the Force of Friendship. We got issues. And we are talking about all the tragic deaths of young people this past weekend. I'm looking at my timeline. 4 University of Idaho students killed in crime of passion. North Carolina woman dies under mysterious circumstances on trip to Cabo with friends. University of Virginia shooting suspect purchased 2 guns legally after his probation. I mean, killing 3, injuring 2. It's, where do we go? What is the world we're living in now?
Those two men that are in the hospital right now, one is fighting for their life still, and one is very, very severely hurt. You know, the 3 are dead, and the 2 that are there, I mean, the extent of his damage, and then the extent of everybody on the bus that watched this. Everybody on the bus that watched this, their life has changed forever, like forever. forever.
Gloria, he was with that whole class of people all day. I just, on the field trip, they went to DC to a museum. He was with them all day. No one said during the performance he kind of sat by himself, but that was not unusual for him to sit by himself. But can you imagine what was going through his mind? And then to get all the way back to the school, and before everybody got off, that's when he did this. Those beautiful young men, those beautiful football players, great students, beautiful bright smiles, their brightness, their light, their flame gone forever. Their parents to get that call.
And here's another piece that's very sad, Sabrina. What's very sad is those of us have been around long enough to know when something like that used to happen, it was top of the news for a week. It was top of the news for a month. I mean, everybody was talking about it. Like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, everybody was talking about that for weeks.
Yes.
It used to be like that when someone got murdered. Now 3 people murdered on 4 in this one in Mexico. All of this is happening, and the news doesn't cover any of it past 2 days. Just a little bit of here. They give you an update. They give you an update.
Short news cycle. Short news
cycle. Right. Not going down deep into the parents, not going into the community, it's just, we just don't even understand. The pressure is not there like it used to be. If you don't have the right professions in the FBI, in the police, thank God for those that are serving in those professions. But it used to be the news would be the one that would keep the pressure on, that we would have to have some answers about this. And those answers and the pressure and the news would prevent more things from going on. But they get so loud. They announce it on their social media before they do it.
Yeah, and Valera brings up a good point. She talked about jealousy, how cruel it is. And you think about all 3 of these incidents, because then we go to the University of Virginia, shooting suspect purchased 2 guns legally. I mean, University of Virginia, 4 people dead. They all live in the same, they were all in the same house at the time. But check this out, Gloria. There were 2 other roommates in this house.
Right.
This happened 3, 4 in the morning. Nobody called the police until 12 the next day.
Who does
that? What is going through your mind that you don't run out and get some help and scream to the top of your lungs that we got a problem here? And so I think you brought that up on the show the other day. There was a love triangle, but jealousy, rage. I mean, in every one of these situations, there was, treating the CABO situation as a hate crime. There was hate in all of these situations.
Right.
Whether there's mental health or not, there is some hate, there is jealousy, there is some type of mental instability to be able to carry out this act. And then the whole mental health piece is all out of whack, because even to get the young people help, there's such a demand for therapists right now. If you want help, it's hard to get help right now.
You can't.
It's hard to get help right now.
Mm-hmm. And then where do they start? Where do they start with this type of mental health? This is not the kind of mental health they studied for when they were in school.
Yeah, right.
This extreme kind of stuff, I don't know what kind of mental health specialist can handle the help of the people who have to live on after their child is born. After their child is gone, or their brother and sister is gone, or their niece or nephew is gone. Who deals with these kids in Idaho in the Greek houses? All these different Greek houses are there as a protection. Who deals with all the parents who have to send their kids back to school after the break? it's got to be scary for so many people because it comes out of the blue. So the demand on the mental health not only is what they needed, but the specialties that are needed. I don't even know how to deal with that. That's a whole nother talk show.
It really is. It really is. You know, we talk about our young people. I mean, we have young people. I mean, I've got them right in that age. Valeria sees that they're all premeditated situations. How do you advise young people living in today's life? As a parent, I don't have the answers. Honestly, I can just do the best I can. I'm always
Well, Sabrina, you're on some of those chats as parents. What's going on in the chat? Because you're on chats with parents whose kids are in college, and it was very active when COVID was going on. Is it active now or no?
Very much so, very much so, especially when something big goes on at a campus. I'm in the Princeton Parents group on Facebook. They're very active. UNC, I'm still on that parents group, and they have a prayer group. And when something goes awry at any campus, I mean, we have prayer sessions together. We have Zoom calls together. We don't just pray for the kids at our campus, but campuses all over the country.
Right.
But it's sad because, like, one of those schools, I think it was the Idaho school, no, the Virginia school, where the 3 football players, you know, they closed camp for one day. Those kids are not ready to go back to class the next day. You can't just shut down school one day and think that, okay, we're back to normal. And so there's just so much.
Those schools that have those sports figures, because those athletes are the celebrities of those children, and they're celebrities of the community, because when you go to those big schools, as you well know, those athletes are so much in the community. I mean, there's so much, you feel that pain so deep because there are so many leaders in the community for so many reasons.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see Katrina says, keep your circle tight. But Katrina, I bet you that group who went to CABO, they considered themselves a tight group.
Right.
You know, they considered themselves a tight group. I know Katrina put in the chat, how do you vet your friends? Well, if you've been friends 5 years, I mean, what else, you guys? I mean, something right now. There might have been drugs involved. There might have been alcohol involved. I mean, Shanquella was naked when she was being beaten. No clothes on, naked, okay? Naked. Yeah, and so obviously, I don't know why she was naked. Everybody else had clothes on around her. It looked like.
And was somebody yelling, talking about fight her, and she said, I don't want to fight.
Shaquille, you can't even fight. You ain't even gonna try to fight back. That's what the guy on the video was saying. You ain't even gonna try to fight back, as he's videoing all of this going down. I'm like, fool, put the camera down and break it up. What is wrong with your brain?
She was completely naked.
Completely naked, Gloria. Completely naked. Lord help us.
I can't.
And her parents, to see this video, it's everywhere on the airwaves. And to see your child like this. And the mother said, I saw in an interview, she said, I just want answers. My daughter deserves better than this. She deserves answers and better than this. Mexico authorities vague in their investigation, no real answers. The friends are not talking. I wish we had more answers, y'all. We're trying to find solutions to these issues, but right now, I'll be honest to say, I don't have a solution. I don't have a solution. We need solutions for our young people. But you know what?
It highlights it highlights the importance of us in our community. It highlights how we can't bury our heads. It highlights how important we have to be role models. It highlights how often we have to have the conversation. It highlights how we have to keep our eyes open, because that child, he was a child in my eyes, spend all day on the bus with people at a road trip and no one saw anything. Imagine the guilt that they feel that they didn't even recognize that he was acting weird, or they saw him acting strange, but there's so much strangeness going on in our world right now.
That's right.
You don't know the reason that they act strange.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. How was he able to get the guns? How was he able to get the guns after being on probation?
A month ago.
He was on their list. He was on campus security watch list. Did you know that?
No.
Oh my goodness, you guys. 9 a.m. the Superstation with the girlfriends, the force of friendship. We got issues. We'll be right back. Thank you for listening. We're back with the force of friendship. Thank you for listening to us Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, yes, yes. We got a caller, I believe. Mook, take us to the caller.
Hey, good evening. You guys, you ain't touch me with that. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking if that was my child, and, these people come back and they're not talking. And what made me call is, I think a lot of that kind of stuff happens more than we give credence. And this is why you get like street justice, and why our violence levels increased so tremendously to where, people shoot up the house and shoot the baby, right? They're that angry. And I'm just saying, with things like this, I'm a non-violent person. I don't even like violence, but I could see inflicting some harm on these individuals. They would have to tell me something. And and by doing this to a great degree, to some people, maybe me, maybe not. I'd have to think I'm in that situation, but their family, everybody that they know, and until I get some answers, kind of got a problem. Because somebody's gonna have to tell me something. That is just so heinous, and it's kind of hard, difficult to accept. But anyway, I got that off my chest, so thank you.
Thanks for calling us, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We feel all of that. That you brought up a good point. How I mean, the gall for those young people to go to the house and look their parent in the face and not tell the truth is disheartening and just cruel, because they know the answers. They know the answers. Gloria, you were going to talk. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
You know what? I want to piggyback on what he said. When you want answers, and Sabrina, you brought up the fact that there was 2 people in the house in Idaho that something, and they got no information nowhere. No, they don't have the weapon. They don't have the person. Then you go down to Virginia, and you got a whole bus full of people, all ages. You still can't get an understanding. And then you go to Shaniqua in Mexico, and they're friends. And some of the most simplest things. Why was she naked? Why did you leave her? Why did you not call the cops? Why didn't the cops come? Why aren't they doing something in Mexico? It becomes a thing where you're starving for an understanding, because information can help you deal a little bit better. But this empty nest of obvious information that's out there that none of us can have, it's unsettling. So I looked up, how do you deal with hard times? This is hard times for all of us. How do you deal with it? I just want to give everybody, this is what they're saying. Number 1 is the method of resilience. The most important responsibility is to show resilience, because if you don't show resilience, you lose all hope. And so you got to learn how to take care of yourself. You got to learn how to feed yourself. Like for me, I know that I can't watch the tape. I know that tape will send me so far over the edge. I cannot. That's my self-care. And other people have other self-care. They talked about empathy. How do you stay in touch with people that are going to be affected by this? How, because even, there's another show that we can have, is when someone is touched by hard times, how do you help them through? How do you connect? Because, a lot of people have hard times picking up the phone and talking to people who are going through a hard time. Transparency. People have to be able to talk about, just like that caller called in and he said, I want answers. When you want something, you're demanding something, there's a place where you have to allow people to be transparent and let the emerging of the emotions come through without putting people down. They talked about connectiveness, that one of the primary things is to make sure you connect with people who think like you, who wonder like you, who can support you in your fight, whatever it is that you're feeling. Because how some people say, well, you don't need to feel like that. You don't need to feel like that. And that's so disconcerting when they take your emotions and tell you shouldn't feel that way when you really do feel that way. And then the last thing they said is that you got to have a balance. You have to have a balance with the reality that we're faced with the sadness, and balance it with moving forward, because you can't stay in that space, but you can't leave the other space. There's got to be a balance with it. And a balance, they also said that a balance is hard to find. So if you feel yourself wondering, if you feel yourself trying to get a grip, you're not alone, because everybody's trying to, we started with a snowstorm to a life-threatening snowstorm to all these people getting killed on. It's just every day, every way, it's seriously happening. And so your ability to have that balance to help people through their challenges is important.
Those are so good, Gloria, so good. It's of course easier said than done. You know, in theory, those are tips. Those are great. But for me to tell that mom and daddy to be resilient, for me to tell that mom and daddy to balance it out, look ahead, it's unfathomable right now. But we do know time heals. We know God, the scripture says God never puts more on us than we can bear. Sometimes we don't know. But I remember when my brother at 31 years old was killed in a car accident tragically. And I laid in my mother's bed and I'd never seen her so upset. I didn't know if she would ever be the same. I didn't know if she'd ever get on the other side of that. But each day got better. I saw her get better. I saw her smile again. I saw her be happy again. And so we know, you guys, that's
something.
Yeah.
Whew. Sabrina, that right there is something that you actually saw and experienced in a different capacity, but a capacity nonetheless. Is it can get easier, it can get livable, but it's so hard. Like you said, in the moment, it just seems impossible. It seems impossible. You know, and that close to home, your brother, that close to home. You know, just think about those parents. You left your child in the morning and then you don't see them ever again. Ever. Again.
Shanquella, she talked to her mom on Friday evening. She was going to have dinner. They had a chef come in to cook. She told her mom what they were going to eat. She was excited about dinner. Mom said, have a great time, have a good dinner. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. What could have tragically gone so wrong in that short amount of time with the people that she was with? You guys, we just know that tomorrow's not promised, but on this show, we're going to talk about it all. Dorothy Kerr says, I always do my best to remember and recall the good memories. It's hard, but I keep them coming. We do. Tomorrow's not promised. Love the ones you're with. Protect your environment the best you can. Look out for the people around you. Wrap your arms around our young people. They need us like never before. Be on your knees praying for young folks, you guys. This is a different world, a different time. Thank you for joining We Got Issues. Same time, same place tomorrow. Gloria, you were awesome.
Thank you. We did it. We did it. Bye-bye.